Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you are all having a great day. To start things off, Lightning Labs has raised $10 million in Series A financing as it gears up to launch its first paid service for merchants looking to accept Bitcoin payments. Craft Ventures led the round, with Managing Director Brian Murray joining Lightning Labs' board of directors. Other investors include Slow Ventures, former Goldman Sachs co-head of securities David Heller, Avichal Garg of Electric Capital, and Ribbit Capital. The funding round suggests some investors see the San Francisco-based startup as one of the few protocol-oriented firms with a prospective business model. They said if Bitcoin is going to reach its potential as a viable global currency, it's going to need to scale beyond the base layer. Similar to how Visa relieves banks from handling all fiat currency traffic, Lightning relieves the base Bitcoin chain from handling all transactions, thus bringing more speed and fee efficiency to the network. Stepping back, Lightning Labs released a beta version of the scaling solution, LND, in 2018 and previously raised $2.5 million in a seed funding round from Jack Dorsey, Charlie Lee, and former PayPal COO David Sachs. Lightning Labs also launched a mobile app in June 2019, and as of today, the company is offering a paid service called Lightning Loop. Loop aims to help merchants manage their payment channels more effectively. Lightning payments, yada yada. You guys understand what the Lightning Network is. There have been a lot of discussions over the last year as to what is going to be the thing that causes Bitcoin to not become mainstream. Bitcoin is already mainstream. What will allow people to actually pay in Bitcoin? There's been a huge uptick. I'm pretty sure you may have seen them as well over the last 2-3 weeks as Bitcoin's price has been going up. That as certain world events have been happening, people have been stating that Bitcoin's price is going up because people see Bitcoin now as digital gold, a safe haven. People aren't spending it, etc., etc. A podcast I listened to yesterday kind of explained this a little bit more. They said if Bitcoin is to survive, because at a certain point, if everyone is just hoarding and accumulating, there will be a point where people, the price will rise because people are trying to buy up as much as they can. But they said there is a theoretical point where people could just simply buy up all that there is on the market. Very unlikely, as people are always willing to sell. But then you also have a situation where people who are some of the richest people on the planet are also mining up all of it. So where does it really then end up hitting the market? The liquidity ends up going down because no one's actually trading it, sending it back and forth. And this is why we've seen things like this with people talking about trading physical Bitcoin, is to increase the amount of liquidity in the market, to show that Bitcoin can handle transactions of billions, if not hundreds of billions eventually in the future per day. But as far as that actually happening on the actual base chain is slim to none, at least at the moment. So Lightning is, I want to say, controversial. I think it shouldn't be. I think the weird part is that paying a company to be able to send transactions through Bitcoin Lightning Network, which I think is also kind of weird. But in this world, we all know governments do not like the idea of people using cryptocurrencies without them knowing it. So I assume Lightning Labs is, in essence, technically trying to be the Visa and or MasterCard of Bitcoin, where governments need to see that there's a, dare I say, centralized point where all the money is going through, and therefore then the payment gets sent back and forth through the Lightning Network, etc., etc. At the moment, they seem to be, is the word uncontended? There are no contenders to fight against them. They seem that they're probably going to make it unless we hear something significant from some other major company in the near future. But yeah, this is a fraction of the news that's everywhere news. A lot of people are wondering exactly what's going to take off. I still believe, even though we may not see the exact numbers and stuff right here, that probably some of that funding is coming from the New York Stock Exchange and or the NASDAQ, because when you talk about a world where the New York Stock Exchange has created an app where people can go into Bed Bath & Beyond, Starbucks, Jamba Juice, other places to be able to pay in Bitcoin, and you can't really pay in Bitcoin, this is probably going to be the thing that is used to say, oh, well, the core chain can't do it. However, we can now perform 30,000 transactions per second with the Lightning Network, because I think Visa is currently 1,700 per second, and it's believed that eventually, when the robustness of the actual Lightning Network is robust, I think we'll be able to, they say, I think 1 million transactions per second. I think even if we could do 50,000 transactions per second, nothing else can match that on the planet right now. Anyway, that's the Lightning Network Visa Bitcoin money news for today. Next up, in kind of surprising news, on Thursday, the 6th of February, digital asset exchange Binance announced that its futures trading platform, Binance Futures, which went live in September of 2018, is launching an Atom to USDT perpetual contract, and Atom is for Cosmos. Here is how Binance Info describes Cosmos. They said, developed by Tendermint in 2016, Cosmos is a highly forward-looking cross-chain blockchain project that aims to achieve a blockchain-based internet based on token transfer and to construct a deeply integrated token economy ecosystem. Cosmos Hub is the first cross-chain hub on the Cosmos ecosystem, and Atom is a native staking token of Cosmos Hub, which can be used for spam prevention, staking dividends, and community management voting. Binance Futures will be launching it at 8 in the morning tomorrow for those of you who want to trade Cosmos Futures. Yeah, not really much more to say than that, but this seems to be the other coin that the attention will be focused on. You may have noticed all the attention for the last 5 months was focused heavily on Tezos. And now the word Cosmos keeps appearing all over the place. Let me see if they even have it in here. It was Cosmos. What was the other coin that they just added? Binance a couple of days ago. It wasn't Link. Was it Link? Maybe it was Link. I don't remember. Yes. It was Link. I think it was Link. Let's see if Link starts popping up for some reason. Not for some reason. You know what? You understand what I'm saying. Cosmos is now popping up all over the news. We also had the news a couple of days ago as well that cryptocurrency exchanges are now like scrambling to get regulatory clarity within the United States as far as listing staking tokens, because I assume that they are betting on these becoming the new kind of dividend stocks, what have you. I don't know if Cosmos, Tezos, Linkos, and all the other things will be around in the next 5 to 10 years to be the dividend cryptos of the future, but it's going to be something. And it's not even that this is financial advice. It'll be interesting to see who gets into what early enough, because it's kind of like, imagine a situation where you could go back in time to 1992 and you could buy up as much Apple stock as you wanted and then teleport back to this time. You'd be pretty gosh darn rich, because Apple stock was worth pennies by the time 95, 96, 97 ended up rolling around before they had to like relaunch with those colorful computers. Same exact thing with Amazon. Like, people who got in very early are doing incredibly well. So I wonder what will be the I got an early coin in about 10 years time from now. I mean, besides Bitcoin and XRP and Ether and Litecoin, you know, I mean like the staking coins. You know what I'm saying. Let's move on. Next up, where the words. Researchers from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology say they've developed a new routing system that can boost the speed of cryptocurrency transactions by 4 times. The Spider routing solution packetizes, transfers, and increases the throughput of cryptocurrencies by using a multipath transport protocol in payment channel networks, or PCNs. Through packetization, Spider can complete large transfers on low-capacity payment channels. In addition, the researchers claim that the what's wrong with my English? The multipath congestion controls protocol ensures balanced utilization of channels and fairness across flows. The new technology is similar to the packet switching techniques commonly used in internet communications. The solutions also use queue management to alleviate network congestion issues. In addition, Spider needs less than a quarter of the funds than other solutions such as the Lightning Network and Raiden Network. Ooh, shots fired. Required to initiate the transfer, MIT said. Through extensive simulations, we show that Spider requires less than 25% of the funds needed by state-of-the-art approaches to successfully route over 95% of the transactions on balanced traffic demands and require only on-chain transactions for every 10,000 transactions routed to achieve full throughput on imbalanced demands. That's exactly what I was going to say. Maybe not in those same words, but I was going to say it. The point is, we have many. What is this? What is that supposed to be? These like mechanical arms working on a big Bitcoin? Anyway, we have a lot of companies and organizations who are constantly working on improving cryptocurrencies, and I guess it's two things. Usually we end up getting news just about Lightning and or Raiden and or Plasma, but we sometimes tend to forget that there are other major places like MIT who's also working on improving cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. And I guess the other part is as well, I don't know. No, it's not mean. I was going to say I don't want to be mean, but I still notice a lot of people who don't realize that Bitcoin is a computer system, and they keep forgetting that Bitcoin can be updated and that it's just not Lightning Network that is going to be the main thing. Like even when we talk about things that will be built on top of these other protocols and blockchains that will allow for private transactions, it's never just one thing. It's usually about 17 different proposals that will be laid on top of each other back to back. So this will eventually happen to Bitcoin. It may not happen the way that people think, but I wonder, probably not. No, I don't think so. I was going to say, I wonder if we can ever get to a point where Bitcoin's transactions are fast enough that people stop claiming that Bitcoin is too slow. But I mean, it happens for everything, and people will never really be satisfied, especially people who don't like something. And I'll move on from there because I could have tangented, but I won't tangent because right. Next up, former Banque de France governor Christian Noyer suggested that a consumer-focused central bank digital currency, or CBDC, could still be 10 years away, despite current interest from over 50 central banks. However, he did predict that digital payments between commercial banks will happen fairly soon, according to an article on FT.com. Noyer stated that the decline in cash usage, along with the rise of private cryptocurrencies such as Facebook's Libra, has spurred a large number of central banks to investigate possibilities of a CBDC. Sweden and Uruguay have even launched pilot projects for consumer-based digital currencies. Sweden, in particular, fears that its entire payment market may be reliant on the private sector without one. However, Noyer added that there was clear hesitation from top financial institutions due to fears over privacy and impact on monetary policy control. That is all it comes down to. Actually, both of these. It comes down to, for those of you who don't know, I'll give you a brief lesson on how the world works. Usually, based off of news and things that I've read and I've seen in my life, the people who tell you not to do something are usually doing it themselves. So they want to also make sure that should these systems be built, that they can also still, I won't say the word launder, but that they can move money around the same exact way that they've been doing. Who was it who told me a couple of weeks ago? It was in the comment section, and then I also read it. Not Reddit, Reddit, but read it. That, was it JP Morgan Chase? It was some major bank who had money on a boat or something like that, on a cruise ship, and they were trying to take it to another country. This happens all the time. The issue is that when you have paper money, it's very easy to do these. This is why we've seen a huge uptick in the amount of banks who are like, we need private blockchains. How do we use Ethereum to be able to build a private this? We want to build a private so-and-so where it's just us. They want to still know how to keep control of the situation. When it comes to the monetary policy control, they want to make sure that they remain on top, because as of now, it still remains unclear to them how to build these systems with them still at the top of the pyramid, because they could build something or have something be built where they don't have direct control over it. They don't have direct access to the actual transactions. What was that thing that just tried to, was it Lindsey Graham? I don't know. It was someone in the White House a couple of days ago. They put forward a proposal that would allow that there could be no encryption on apps within the United States. So Telegram, WhatsApp, all these other things. And even Facebook had mentioned in 2018-17 that they wanted encryption on their thing, which is kind of surprising. Pretty much if you are messaging someone, that the message is only between you two. Facebook could not see it, and no other entity would be able to have access to it as well. So the proposal was put forward a couple of days ago that there would be no encryption allowed on anything, and they used it as they use it as a reasoning against adult images and other images that are legal. You can kind of guess what I'm saying. And they were saying that this is the reason why we have to ban encryption within the states, because of those two reasons alone. The point being, we are in a world where Elon Musk is trying to throw satellites into the sky so that there can be a free and open internet. We have a situation where other companies and corporations are trying to build these things known as cryptocurrencies that have private transactions. And eventually, one of the main things that got a lot of people into Ethereum in the very beginning, this is never really spoken about anymore. Ethereum's never really touted as a worldwide internet platform because they're still trying to build themselves. It was that Ethereum would become this open internet where you could do anything, write anything, say anything, post anything, look at anything you wanted, and no one would be able to do anything because it would be able to handle millions of transactions per second, the same exact time, private transactions on top of this and on top of that. Like I said, that's never really spoken about. Maybe it's just fallen into obscurity because eventually they're still planning on doing so, but once they can actually handle the actual transaction output, the point, I guess, for even just this section comes down to they know how to do it amongst themselves. This is why they're talking about the actual usage of digital currencies amongst banks, but not amongst, where did it say? Nothing consumer focused. They use these words to kind of like try to throw you off. Consumer is me and you, the normal everyday people running around. They're okay sloshing money between themselves, but they still haven't figured out how to control us sending digital currencies back and forth between ourselves, because it also has to be interoperable. It also has to be, you have to be able to go to Mexico on a plane and swap into their currency through your app and through your phone. You can't simply, how do you untransfer a digital currency that another country doesn't have? How do you do that? It usually has to be physical or at the tap of a card. So this is the clear hesitation. I didn't even spend that much time on that point, but I think a lot of people tend to forget. It's like when a major company comes forward and they're like, yeah, we're doing some layoffs to help some people in the company. And it's like, no, you're laying 40,000 people off because you're trying to help the shareholders who hold the stock for your company. Just say what it is. They said whether they will enact the projects in the next 10 years remains to be seen. I think we are close to the departure lounge. What? But the fact that they want to study it means a lot of work will continue this year. One issue that may arise with a central bank digital currency is that consumers, normal people, may be expected to hold an account with the central bank rather than using a commercial bank as an intermediary. Such a move would make the financial institution responsible for customer checks and anti-money laundering measures. If it does take them 10 years, I think it'll be too little too late. If everything does hold up, this is how I see it. I foresee in the next 2 years, nearly every major country, and I dare not even say the US, I assume they still won't have it in the next 2 years. Every other country will either have released and or announced the future release of a central bank digital currency amongst themselves. Something that can move money between the financial institutions, what have you, so on and so forth. Private blockchains, we will never hear about money laundering from banks again because it'll all be private. And if it does happen, it'll be completely hush-hush. If it does take them 10 years, and we do see, and this is the big factor for me. Remember all the times that we went over, not price predictions, but price charts, whether it be from the Plan B guy, whether it be from the German banks, the Swiss banks, the Bermuda banks, the American banks, the Fidelities, the New York Stock Exchanges, and they all say, and this is a very big portion of it, if this halving for Bitcoin is to bring us to a plus $50,000 Bitcoin, and during the end of the bull run, we see a Bitcoin price anywhere from 80 to 180,000. These are the numbers that have been quoted. Those numbers eventually, slide down and then start to pick back up as we get closer to the next halving in 2004. Then you have a 2008, over the next 10 years, we will see 3 halvings. And the numbers that are talking about, as far as the long story short, without going into the entire thing, if we are expecting within the next 3 halvings, according to people's charts, financial institutions, remember the one that we were talking, like all these banks keep coming out with the same exact thing, and this is why I believe they're heavily accumulating. If we end up seeing a Bitcoin price over 50,000 per coin, that's already $1 trillion market cap. If we end up seeing an $800,000 Bitcoin over the next 10 years, any idea of banks even releasing something for the public will be completely muted. I don't know what the word is at that point, because everyone will simply be using decentralized digital currencies. If you get to a point where Bitcoin's price reaches $200,000 and transactions on top of Bitcoin are completely private, and we have a $4 trillion market cap, people are going to start moving away from central bank digital currencies, from dollars, from euros, from yens, because they're only going to want to put their money in that thing that has performed well over the past 15 to 20 years, extremely well. Why? Because over the next following 5 years, they have an idea in their head, well, it's going to continue to perform well. We've gone through 3 halvings. There's not a lot of it floating around, and I see other people becoming millionaires. It's this really big loop, and I think this is one of the main reasons why we've also come this far right now within the cryptocurrency space, is because banks and institutions have taken a very long time. It doesn't take a long time for adoption of Bitcoin to happen. It happens in stages, but it's not as slow as writing things into law and getting this put together and having these meetings and waiting 3, 4, 5 years. There are so many other countries who are still have not given their regulation on cryptocurrencies, because I think, and I said this in 2018, I think that they think that the market will wait for them. That because they have not put forth their decree and have not said what they think of cryptocurrencies, that the rest of the market will go, no, guys, we got to wait. The government hasn't said so yet. People are going to continue accumulating. If you see Bitcoin go from 3,000 to 14,000, people are going to start buying. People will start having fragments. If you see that your money is outperforming anything else, you're not going to touch any other asset. You're only going to touch cryptocurrencies. You're only going to touch Bitcoin. If you see a situation where Tezos, if people are making $60,000 a year from staking on Tezos, well, guess what? You and your friends are probably going to start buying Tezos. So, and I find it fascinating as well that whenever it comes from someone from the European Central Bank, someone from the Fed, someone from any other country, they all come to the same conclusion that they're going to be creating central bank digital currencies amongst themselves. But anything relating to the actual public will take at least 5 to 10 years. I welcome it. Please take as long as you need, or you think that you need, to be able to create these things, because when we get to 2025, I think things will be crystal clear. I think things are very clear for me. I understand where the space is going. When Bitcoin starts skyrocketing and really it becomes a thing that people just want to get, people won't really pay any attention to any other asset. Why would you? Why would you not pay attention to something that is going to 20 or 10x over the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years? And then by the time we do have these digital coins from governments, people will go, well, I already have a wallet that I can tap my phone to someone else's phone and I can send them a payment. Every other store accepts Bitcoin through the New York Stock Exchange. We don't really need that thing that's based off of fiat that I can see is inflationary and the value of it goes down every single day next to Bitcoin. Did not mean to spend that much time on it, but this is exactly what it is. I welcome them taking 10 years. If you need 10 years, please, by all means, take 15. And yeah, let's move on. In cool news, the Bitcoin blockchain has passed a milestone. 500 million transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain have been confirmed. The Bitcoin network has surpassed 500 million transactions since going live over 11 years ago. This is according to the blockchain analytics site Satoshi. Wow. There have been 500 million transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain as of press time. There's a little line going up, and it keeps going up because that's how numbers work. Crypto firm Casa CTO Jamison Lopp, co-founder and CTO Satoshi, celebrated the milestone on Twitter, saying that as of block blah 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 and height this, Bitcoin surpassed 500 million transactions confirmed on the blockchain. Woo! That is, I guess, the cool news. I mean, we had the news before that Bitcoin was performing more transactions than PayPal and had transacted 4 times as much in value as PayPal. So, I mean, I was going to say 500 million doesn't sound like a lot. It does. Imagine you had $500 million. I bet that perked up your ears because it's a huge number. This is incredible. I assume we're going to have tons more as the years go on. It's weird. Bitcoin came out 11 years ago, and this is why governments don't like us. It's because we are able to do, while they can track some transactions, 500 million transactions not under the direct eyes or control over the government makes them, I assume, worried. Anyway, yeah, that's the Bitcoin milestone news for today. And also, I want to say surprising, but I guess it's fairly unsurprising news. Tezos has rallied more than 80% in 2020, and the altcoin continues to stun investors as the price marches higher in the USD and BTC pair. Since the start of the year, Bitcoin has gained approximately 41%, and on the 5th of February, the crypto asset thrilled investors, as the price broke through 9,500 resistance and rallied to a new yearly high at 97.45. In light of Bitcoin's strong trend reversal from 2019, there are a growing number of altcoins that have far eclipsed Bitcoin's recent gains. Take, for example, Tezos, which to date has rallied 205% from October 2018, where it was 72 cents. There are a lot of altcoins who are performing very, very well. It is nice to see this. I don't want to hype it up. It looks like we are at the beginning of an alt season. Alts have not performed this well in about 2.5 years. We are seeing that a lot of them are performing incredibly well. I repeat once again, I'm feeling the spirit of 2017 all over again. Everything is repeating itself. Even as far as, I know many of you saw the video yesterday about XRP. It's the same exact, and I can only sit there and laugh sometimes because I see the exact pattern formations. There were times in 2017 where XRP was going up in price, and everyone who liked XRP loved it, and people who didn't really came down on me. The comment section yesterday was ridiculous. Half of you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm just going to be completely honest. If you don't own XRP, don't like XRP, just don't say anything. You were all tearing each other apart like monsters. The entire point being, the exact same thing happened. A lot of coins were performing well in 2017. Other people were like, oh, your coin's garbage. And then by the end of the year, we saw massive gains across the entire board. The numbers are the same. The sentiment's the same. The disbelief in the market moving up at the beginning of the year is also the exact same thing. It's playing out relatively similar. I think if we see major movements in the cryptocurrency market by April, that's the real cutoff for me. If we get to April and Bitcoin isn't above 10,000, I dare even say 11, 12,000. I'll go, okay, maybe major action will happen after the halving. But everything is lining up almost completely. We're seeing all these coins who people weren't talking about, people didn't really care about. It kind of seemed obscure at the time, that had no movements 2 years before, in 2016, 2015, that are now starting to move. What ended up happening by the time we hit April, May, June, cryptocurrency prices had gone up so high that we were always in the news. Everyone was talking about us. Everyone was asking, how do I buy this? How do I get into that? Summertime, I think the prices sank. Things weren't things weren't looking as great. But by the time we got around to October, prices started moving up once again. And then that's all she wrote. Bitcoin hit 20,000. You guys all know the rest of the story. A lot of altcoins are doing incredibly well. And I think even when we look back, 80% in 2020, I get that people don't, I don't get it. I don't get why people don't like other digital protocols. Like, you didn't create them. Half of you don't even own most of these coins. And if you do own most of these coins, not to be mean, you maybe own like 100 of them. I don't get where this furious behavior comes from. Like, I saw something the other day in the comment section. There was some coin that had gone up by like 14-15%. People were like, well, your coin's crap, your coins. I'm like, why do you feel the need as an adult to tell other people that something you don't own is crap. Like if your friend bought a house and their house went up by 50% over the course of a 10-year period, would you write your friend a letter or Facebook them telling them that their house is crap? Like where does this come from? Do you feel like other people's coins going up in value stops your coin going up in value? If you are truly in a coin, a project that you believe in that is going to go up based off of your own research, you should have nothing but great things to say to everyone. When coins go up, even, I mean, unless it's scam coins, you know, I'm holding up two fingers. Unless it's those two scam coins, I'm happy for everyone because I know that everyone is making money in some sort of way. I may not hold these coins, but that's great. If you made 80% in 20, there's very few assets, and don't even say Tesla stock, please. I'm tired of that entire thing. That you got 80% off of a digital asset that you bought a year or two ago. That is, I mean, you're making really good money. There aren't many assets that go up over 10% over the course of a year. Nonetheless, a 5-week period. I don't know. That's all I kind of have to say. I don't think it'll ever end. I assume my comment section will be filled with toxicity for until the end of time. There was somebody who cursed me out yesterday. Like, I mean, it was a complete blowout. Like, you're an idiot. You're like, that's not the word they used. They really went out there. And then they got upset with me that they couldn't find their terrible comment. And they were like, you know, I thought this was free speech. I'm like, yeah, but you probably also don't want people crapping in your mouth every single day as well. Like, it's, you know, you got to think a bit further. You're not the only person who is trying to tear me down. And I know you say it shouldn't affect me. I'm going to give you the honest truth. I go through every comment. I like reading people's comments. I may not answer every single comment. Some people are usually asking the exact same question multiple times that someone else has been asking. When you go through your comments and you get several hundred comments per day where people are shutting you down or talking about you, can't stand the sound of your voice, can't stand the so-and-so, it does get to you. We are human. It does take a toll. So sometimes I just won't tolerate if people are using racial slurs. We're talking about digital currencies. If you find the need to use a racial slur because you are upset that your cryptocurrency is not performing well or because XRP is up, get a life. Like, go somewhere. If you feel that strongly, please, see the red button, it says subscribed. If you click that, you will be unsubscribed to the channel. And I would be quite grateful the fact that you are gone. If you feel the need to try and shut me down or anyone else on the channel because XRP is going up, get an actual life. Get one. And I hope whatever coins you're holding go up enough so that you can actually buy a life. That would actually be perfect. Bringing it on back, Tezos is up by 80%. I think articles like this are starting to pop up because, listen, a lot of people were getting kind of giddy that Bitcoin's price was going up, and they were like, yeah, Bitcoin's outperforming everything. And it's like, no, actually, Tezos, Ethereum, and XRP have all outperformed Bitcoin this year alone, amongst many other coins. So reel it on back. Stop the whole, what's the word? I want to say holier than thou thing, which I know is going to, when Bitcoin hits 20,000, I'm not ready for the comment section. It's going to be an all-out war of my coin is better than yours and my so-and-so and so. Heaven forbid when Bitcoin actually hits 100,000, I'm going to have to go MIA for a bit because I know people are going to have these crazy wars in the comment section. Anyway, yeah, Tezos is up, as are many other coins. Tezos is actually surprising to me, and don't tell me that I haven't done my own research. I'm tired of those comments as well. TMI hasn't done his own research, and this is why he didn't see. No, you also, none of you Tezos holders out there foresaw an 80% rise this month on Tezos. Why? Because none of you can tell the future. If you could, you would be only buying the coins that would give you tons of money, and you would all be millionaires and billionaires right now. But you're not, because no one can tell the future. Point is, for the 18th time, Tezos is up by 80%. I assume this will continue as well. Tezos, and let's see if Cosmos also starts playing out as well. Cosmos is the coin that we're now seeing also plopping into the news every, I didn't mean to use the word plopping, it sounds kind of gross, into the news every now and again. And if we get any indications, I'm a little 2080 on it if Ethereum 2.0 is going to come out with the actual staking. then if that starts popping up everywhere, because people will start, almost said staking their ether. Let's move on. For those of you who are unaware, Bitcoin is going up, as is the rest of the cryptocurrency market. But a lot of people are. This article says 3 reasons why Bitcoin tapped a 14-week high, and it's on its way to 10,000. I could show you. I could make a video that was about 3 hours long. That was just me showing you the news about how bullish everyone is across the board about the cryptocurrency Bitcoin price market maker space. A lot of people believe that by next week, Bitcoin should be over 10,000. That's not to say that it will be over 10,000 or that the price will not pull back or that Bitcoin's blockchain might explode and Bitcoin's price might be 0 tomorrow. If that gave you a heart attack, you probably shouldn't be in crypto. This is a very difficult space to be in because prices are never, ever, 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 ever stable. However, one of the things it says is contributing to the price of Bitcoin moving up is the virus. I still don't believe that. I think it may have a type of influence in some sort of way, but I don't think that's what's propelling it this high. It says a slew of long-term technical indicators have turned bullish over the past few days, indicating that the trend has now reversed and that we are in a bull market. I saw this from a couple of other people. They say, well, the words were, if we could maintain several closes above 9,600, then we would be officially in a bull market. What have you. Bitcoin is trading above long-term exponential moving averages in a key golden cross formed on the daily chart on Sunday. The weekly RSI is also moving back above 55, which can be seen as a bullish indicator, and guppies, are all turning green once again. The accumulation of these key technical indicators are all adding to the momentum, which could take Bitcoin back to 10,000 US dollars very soon. And the last thing is altcoin momentum. I mentioned this yesterday. A lot of people forget that Bitcoin is also influenced by altcoins. A lot of people, when they see major movements in other coins simultaneously, I don't know if it's and I really don't get what it is, but I have a feeling that it could be a they're moving, we also have to move kind of thing. There are many coins. Ethereum just passed by 200, and XRP has been performing very well. Not even just yesterday, since the beginning of the year. I know that XRP is not over $1. I know that XRP is not $15. I know that XRP is in 589 or wherever that number is. It's still performing fairly well for a coin that didn't perform well over the course of 2 years. And when these movements start happening so rapidly, it also causes Bitcoin to also move up. The entire market is kind of swishing each other back and forth. And the real big momentum should come if Bitcoin passes by over 10,000. As Bitcoin gets really close to 10,000, the other altcoins will probably start performing well as well. And this will only push everything in the same exact directions. For those of you who are not looking at the screen, the amount of articles out there are rockdonkulous. It says Ethereum is about to moonshot after surging past this key level. XRP rallies to 28 cents, and analysts say the crypto is very bullish. Litecoin's price analysis, bulls aiming for $80 or higher. Ethereum above $200 indicates a massive rally to $240 and $250. Bitcoin's price on track to hit $10,000. Ethereum and XRP set new year-to-date highs. It's everywhere. It's nonstop. It's no matter what I do when I'm looking for news, it is just a huge portion of the stake is just about how bullish everyone is. And these are many websites I've gone over before that have made it their goal almost to be negative about cryptocurrency prices. Even when prices were going up, they were like, yeah, no, pull back, bear market. Everyone is of the same exact opinion. Even all the other numbers that people were talking about that we had to pass by before for Bitcoin to perform very well, we've passed by all of them. We've maintained over all of them. So it looks like this could be the moment that a lot of us have been waiting for, if not all of us. We'll see. Today is Wednesday or Thursday? Today's Thursday. Let's see what happens by Saturday. Bitcoin should be above 96, between 96 and 9,800. I think that's the real scary number, because when Bitcoin hits 9,900, we've seen before that the fluctuations can get really crazy because everyone's like, $100, we're here, let's do it. And other people start getting scared and start selling off because everyone's like, okay, crap, we're getting near it, and everyone else is going to start selling. I don't know. We'll wait and see. Either way, it's exciting. I'm very excited. The year's been great so far. I mean, what have you. But price-wise, it's been absolutely excellent. Anyway, yeah. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. They are Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Chongololo Tsongololo Nostromo, Mr. Pickles, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Barebones Mining, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Mohamaroni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Brady Neal, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Crypto Joe, Bankroll Network, Adobo, Mill, Wheezy, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Nicholas Renorth, One Piece, One Love, Damien, Set, Suna, Nick, Kanaya, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Cryptombia Shipmate, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Garner, there we go, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch Test Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day. Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBootface, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, ARF, Medic17, Bake Me a Cake, and Tigara Macho Nisa. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Nearly the entire market is in green right now. Ethereum is nearing $210. Yesterday, it was, I believe, it was 183? 189 or something like that. Is $209 right now, currently almost up a smidge away from being up by 10%. A lot of the times when things like this happen, I always wonder like exactly what the cause of it was. Like we were getting like very bullish news on Ethereum, but no like upgrade, no update, no this is happening on this exact date. Like nothing has been released as far as that goes. Like on the 1st of March, Ethereum's going to be Ethereum 2.0. But I always wonder like what was the push? Bitcoin is currently up by 4.29%. While it may not be a 10% or a 14 or an 11%, Bitcoin is also $9,654 per coin. So that's pretty gosh darn good. XRP had a pullback over the night. I assume this is one of those fear dips. It's always a situation where other people instill fear into other people's hearts. Pullback, it has to happen. It's going to drop. It's going to so and so. It happened. It looks like it's moving back up. It looks like the entire market is going to try and move back up over the next couple of hours as everyone starts waking up around the world. EOS is up by almost 9%. This could be based off of the news from the people from Voice as far as the SEC approval and the two news stories, the one saying that Voice was not going to be built on top of EOS, and then the people from EOS saying no, it was going to be built on top of EOS. So the SEC approval and all the money that they have and all the marketing that they'll be able to do could be propelling. What just happened? Okay. It's just my computer. I assume my computer's sick. Yeah. Oh gosh, remember all those price predictions for where EOS was going to be by the end of 2018, and then the SEC and all that other stuff started happening and the ICO craze fell apart? I remember. Ethereum Classic is up by 9.3. Tezos is up by still almost 10% as well. Any other anomalies? Dash is up by 7.7. Who the fudge knows why? Cosmos is up by 7.7 because Cosmos is constantly... I keep wanting to say the word plopping. It's constantly dropping into the news. NEM is up by 24%. If you can tell me why, I will give you a cookie. Lisk is up. Rep is up. Amise Go is up. Amise Go is never in the news, but for some reason it has those price movements up. And yeah, the one you all been waiting for, Bitcoin Diamond is also up by 10%. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I hope it's absolutely fantastic. This market is very, very exciting. I appreciate that I have 3 close friends who I've known for years who I can talk about crypto with. Like, we send messages back and forth all the time. It's a very exciting time. It's the moments that, not that you didn't think they were going to happen. It's more like I've been waiting for you to happen. Hurry the heck up and just kind of happen already. As always, just be nice to each other. There's no reason to be mean or angry or evil to anyone, whether it be me or any other cryptocurrency channel. If you don't like something, just stay away. It works the same in life. You don't hang around people who you don't like. If you don't like me, you don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to anyone else. You don't have to write nasty things. We're all just trying to coexist together. We're all trying to make money. No one needs the negativity or the toxicity as we're all trying to become multimillionaires. It's just kind of a let it go. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.